I posted a video a few hours ago about Kabbalah, the Nistar, the hidden Torah, the oral Torah that can't actually be conveyed in words. And as I was about to start talking about it, God stopped my mouth, would be the ancient way of saying it. There are more modern ones, but I like the ancients. So, after a lot of thinking, I decided I would have to do a really good job explaining the video that I posted 2 days ago, which as of this moment is called The Miraculous Religion. And in preparing for that, I was preparing pretty deeply. And it's not easy, because the audience, you have to pre-assume all the different kinds of people within the audience. And the truth is, there's such a small audience for this kind of thing that's ready to hear it, that can enter the mind frame of understanding that kind of video, that it's really, really, really tough thinking about covering all your bases while still remaining interesting enough for people to watch. So I was looking up something about Queen Elizabeth. Essentially, I recall I was going to give an introduction to 1500s Europe, and I recall that there was a strict prohibition on photography, not like a joke museum prohibition on photography, but like a dead serious prohibition on photography at the tomb of Queen Elizabeth in Capilla Real. Afterwards, I understood why. It's the Latin inscription. And I was going to mention it there, but I wanted to get the exact wording right. You know, I'm going to pronounce Latin in a way that all the Latinides are going to say you didn't pronounce it correctly anyway, right? Because there were a whole bunch of different pronunciations anyway. But what I intend to do with my reading is to not have to actually translate the Latin. In other words, if you know English well enough, you should be able to make out the general understanding of what I'm reading there. So I wanted to get at least the letters correctly. And I turned to the most powerful AI. I had to pay $20 to be able to use it. This is more powerful than any AI that you use. This is the most powerful AI that's available right now on the market. And I'm going to read to you what happened there. This is not Kabbalah, what I'm saying to you now. Happily, I was saved from that. It was, you know, what's the purpose of doing that anyway? Right now, there's 3 likes on that video out of like 50 views. That's it. There's such a tiny, tiny audience for it that people who are capable of understanding any part of it, really, it's not an intelligence matter. It's a mind frame matter. It's a severity matter. It's a matter of deciding you're going to be proactive to try to understand something that's not spoon-fed to you. So yeah, I was saved from that going with Kabbalah. But this is Nistar. This is hidden stuff. This is hidden stuff that's bad hidden stuff. Stuff shouldn't be hidden from you. You shouldn't be gaslit by all of society as you are. So I'm going to read this to you now. All right, so thank you, God, for stopping me from making another video that would hurt the algorithm because nobody would like or watch it. Thank you, God, for that. And guys, it's true. If you would like a follow-up explaining the pictures and readings on that video that's currently called A Miraculous Religion from 2 days ago, originally the more accurate title was Egyptian Moses Cubed Revealed Rational Religion. That was the original title. If I get a number of likes and at least 5 conversations in the comment section there, then I will continue with the follow-up. Otherwise, it hurts the algorithm to make videos that don't have engagement with it, and then nobody will end up finding these videos at all. So thankfully, I was looking up Queen Elizabeth, or I should clarify that, of course, she's more popularly known to us as Queen Isabella. It's the same name, Elizabeth and Isabella, but we know it by the Spanish pronunciation. So Queen Isabella, the wife of King Ferdinand, the one who kicked the Moors completely out of Spain, conquered all of Spain, and the one who, well, she didn't entirely kick the Moors out, actually. She just conquered it from them. And she's the one responsible, of course, for financing Colombus, who captured America from the Indians. And she is the one who did the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition, of course, predates her, but she's the one who put a final solution to the matter of how to deal with Judaism, by forcing everybody to convert, or more or less to die, by being forced to leave her kingdom. It was not like today. Being a refugee today is not great either, but being a refugee then usually meant death or being captured by pirates. It was a whole different sort of thing. So, in looking up the Latin inscription for the introduction to my explanation on that video, A Miraculous Religion, I was trying to find the exact wording. I did take a surreptitious picture, of course, but I have so many pictures from all over the world in so many different places. I tried looking a little bit, couldn't find it. And Claude 3 Opus here, the #1 strongest research AI in existence, Claude 3 Opus continued to be a tool Claude 3 Opus, despite being paid, was not very cooperative. I asked, "Give me the Latin epitaph on the tomb of Isabella of Spain." Answer. According to the information provided in the search results, the official Latin inscription on Queen Isabella I of Castile's tomb in the Royal Chapel of Granada reads Elizabeth. This is a Latin form of her name, even though she is more commonly known as Isabella. The search results mention that despite the Spanish version of her name being Isabel or Isabel, the Latin epitaph on her tomb uses the word Elizabeth, which corresponds to Elizabeth. So in summary, while Isabella I of Castile is known by several variations of her name, including Isabella, Isabel, and Isabel, the official Latin epitaph engraved on her tomb in Granada is Elizabeth. No, I want the complete Latin epitaph. Answer. Well, it gives you the location, the Royal Chapel, that's the Capilla Real, which later on dictation misspelled quite comically, but it understood me anyway. The Capilla Real of Granada. I apologize for the confusion. Based on the information provided in the search results, it does not appear to be the full Latin epitaph for Queen Isabella I of Castile's tomb. The search results only mention that the Latin form of her name inscribed on the tomb is Elizabeth. The most relevant information I could find is this excerpt from one of the search results. At the front and inside a cartouche, the epitaph remembers us that Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, unanimous husband and wife, you'll see why they have that stupid pronunciation in a moment, unanimous husband and wife, no, named husband and wife, called husband and wife, called the Catholics, are buried in this marble burial mound, right? There's a little bit missing from the beginning there. Interesting they don't give us. And for the record, Google doesn't help either at all whatsoever. Completely erased, which is why, for the record, what you want is not an anti-doxing policy, not a keep everyone's information private policy. That would be ideal. There's no question that would be ideal. That's the proper thing. What you want, first and foremost, is different than what we have now, which is that certain people get to hide anything and everything from the world, while everyone else is at the mercy and whim of luck and anonymous assholes on the internet. So what you want is a dox everyone policy, because that's the only way it's going to go forth. Those who currently have privacy are never going to surrender it. Dox everyone is the better solution. It'll force either complete and total privacy for all, or, well, we'll have a whole new world, a more honest world. I think it'd be better. So, there we go with that partial epitaph. However, this appears to be an English translation of part of the epitaph, not the original Latin. Unfortunately, after reviewing all the search results, I did not find the complete Latin epitaph text for Queen Isabella's tomb in the Royal Chapel of Granada. The sources focus more on describing the architecture and contents of the chapel without providing the full inscription. I apologize that I could not locate the specific information you were looking for based on the search results provided. It has the word extinguishers on it. Answer. I apologize. But after carefully reviewing the search results, see, it's blaming the search results. Bear in mind, this has everything, including articles that you'd have to pay to access. I apologize, but after carefully reviewing the search results, I did not find any information about the complete Latin epitaph on the tomb of Queen Isabella of Castile containing the word extinguishers. The search results provide some details about Isabella's tomb in the Royal Chapel of Granada, such as, it was created by sculptor Domenico Fancelli and completed in 1517. The recumbent figure of the queen is dressed simply with her hands placed on her body, symbolizing humbleness and honesty. An excerpt of the epitaph in English reads, Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, unanimous husband and wife, called the Catholics, are buried in this marble burial mound. However, none of the results indicate the full original Latin text of the epitaph, nor any mention of the specific word extinguishers. And they're right, try searching it in Google. The information focuses, I'm sure you can find it eventually. I'm sure there's something that slipped through the cracks. That's not the point. They just have to hide revelatory channels like this away from the masses is all they need. The information, so none of the search results include the full original Latin text of the epitaph, nor any mention of the specific word extinguishers. By the way, you can figure out what the word extinguishers means. Extinguishers. The information focuses more on describing the tomb's design and symbolism rather than providing the complete information. I did not find any credible sources within the given search results that confirm the Latin epitaph on Queen Isabella's tomb containing extinguishers. Let me know if you need any clarification or have additional information about this detail. Okay, at this point, I'm actually thinking this is gaslighting. This is exact gaslighting. Am I going crazy? Am I thinking of something else? If I mention on the video, am I going to look like a fool? And I spent some time, wasted some time, looking up, trying to see if I can find it in my photos, which of course is not easy to do, and I couldn't. And are they really making me feel that I'm nuts? Are they really making me think that my memory is faulty? What are they doing? So I thought about it for a while, and I concluded, no, I'm right. I'm right. I know what I saw. I know where I saw it. This was about 8 years ago or something, but I know what I saw and I know where I saw it. I'm not wrong. So I said, you are wrong. There is a Latin inscription on the tomb of Queen Isabella in the Capilla Real, spelled incorrectly there. You are correct, and I apologize for my previous response. After reviewing the search results more carefully, I found a mention of the Latin epitaph on the tomb of Queen Isabella I of Castile in the Royal Chapel of Granada. According to the information provided, the epitaph on the tomb reads in part, Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, unanimous husband and wife, called the Catholics, are buried in this marble burial mound. Now, here they get to the point at the tail end. The key mention in Latin appears to be Mahometice secte prostratores. Remember, they did not kick out the Moors, who were the Muslims. They just conquered them. Mahometice secte prostratores. Et, meaning and, heretice pervicaci extintores. That's the Jews. She really thought that she had ended Judaism. She really did. And that's what I was going to go into with Johann Reuchlin, a Christian Kabbalist in the early 1500s, who learned from Ovadia Sforno. But we didn't get that far because this seems worthy of revealing, and it's not Kabbalah. Heretice pervicaci extintores. Not revealing for some stupid woke reason like get rid of it or bullshit like that. Just because every group should reveal all of its stuff to all of its people and to the whole world, and we need to settle our shit. Then it says the part they kept saying over and over again. Vir et uxor unanimes catholici appellati, and marmoreo clauduntor hac tumulo. Finally, the destroyers of the Mohammedan sect, really those that made them prostrate, and the extinguishers of the heretical wickedness, really heretical perversion, Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, husband and wife, called the Catholics, are enclosed in this marble tomb.